Grayson here with LifeMadeSimple.com. Hope everyone is having an amazing Labor Day weekend and the fun don't stop. We have a project that my wife and I are undertaking, and that is that we're going to be taking these old raggedy looking cabinets and we're going to be painting them to look like this. And we're just going to quickly take you through the process on how you go about doing this, and it's fairly easy. There's going to be about 3 or 4 steps. The most important is definitely going to be preparation. You want to prepare the cabinets so that the paint sticks well, and then go ahead and we're going to start painting. So we're going to quickly just show you. This is a cabinet that I did these last week, and as you can see, no streaks, very nice and white. There's a semi-gloss paint here. Okay, we're gonna take these off. We took off all the hardware, and we're gonna take these off because we also have to do the insides, which I started doing, but then I realized that I couldn't really get into this lip over here. So we're gonna take the doors off and do this little side trim over here and do a little touch-ups and stuff. Cat treats. I'm also going to be doing a video on how we did this backsplash. It's not actually tile. Spoilers. Step 1 when it comes to any DIY project is to make sure that any fur babies are well entertained so they do not step on the paint. My wife is giving our dog Miley a dentist stick, which she thoroughly enjoys. She knows where she's going to eat it, away from where we're going to be painting. So I'm going to quickly go through the supplies and what we are using today. So I'm going to be using a paint thinner. This is going to be to clean up after we sand. We have different assorted sizes of brushes. You can find this at any hardware store. A small roller for the long flat areas, make it nice and quick. Two little cups. These run for about like $1.50 each, very cheap. Also, we're going to be using, I believe this is 220 grit sandpaper, and a rag to clean up any spills that we might have, and the paint. Now, the paint that we did use was for interior, and it has the paint and primer both mixed in, and it's also scrubbable and washable, which is going to be very important because you're going to be painting cabinets that might get some grease or something, and you might have to scrub and wash them. Alrighty? Okay, so now for the next step is to prepare our surface area for painting. So the first thing you're going to want to do is get your sandpaper, and what I like to do is I like to cut them into smaller little slivers, more manageable. So what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and you're going to scuff all the area, okay? So you're going to go ahead and you're going to do that. We already did that for all of them already. So now we're going to jump to the next step, which is going to be to cleaning the area. And make sure that your dog stays on the couch. Like I was saying, you're going to want to make sure that there's no dirt or dust or anything, because what you're going to see happen is that if you start painting and then you see a little bit of dust, it's going to make it look grainy, and it's not going to be a very appealing surface. It's going to look nasty. It's not going to look nice. So like we said, we went ahead and we sanded all of them, and what we did was we put some of the paint thinner, we put it inside the spray bottle, which is going to help us cover a little bit more and not go through the whole paint thinner bottle. So you can go ahead and just liberally just spray it around. Close this a little bit better. And it'll come out soon. then when you get a couple of sprays, you go ahead and start getting in there, just cleaning up everything. And you rinse and repeat, do the same thing for every single one of these. And then we're gonna start getting ready, getting our paint ready for painting. Okay, so now we're gonna get our paint ready to start painting. And what I'd like to show you here is the different size brushes before we even touch that. We have this big brush. This is gonna be for the larger areas. For the largest areas, we're going to use the roller. If it's flat, if it has grooves, we're going to use this to cover larger spaces. This is going to be to get in a little bit smaller areas, and this is going to be to get into those really hard to get places. We're going to use this one here. Okay, so I have my rag because, as you can see, when you pour out the paint, it's going to drip. Okay. Secondly, you're going to want to put down here a garbage bag, so that it doesn't get onto the floor. If it does get onto the floor, remember we have our paint thinner to clean it up. Always have a contingency plan. Always make sure you're one step ahead in case you make any mistakes. You'll have a way to fix it, okay? So what I will also recommend is that if you go to your hardware store and you get like these little these little wooden stirrers. Yeah, they're like paint stirrers. You can use that instead of shaking it. You're gonna pour it here into these. And what we're gonna use for those doors is we're gonna use the really wide one, and we're going to use the small one to really get into those nooks and corners. Okay. Here we are the day after, and we have finished, finally, all of the cabinets. It wasn't that hard. It was actually pretty easy. A lot of time was spent waiting for it to dry, actually. So we just want to let you show you guys what it looks like now, the finished product, compared to what it looked like before. We're going to put it before and after pictures up. As you can see, we upgraded the knobs. They look really nice. The insides are done. As you can see, it looks nice and smooth, looks really good. At the beginning, it took us a little while, but we figured out that why not use the roller for 90% of the things, for 90% of the cabinets. So this is basically what it looks like. I wanted to show you guys also a little trick. Since we had to transfer the work to the next day because we got tired, I wanted to show you this. Instead of washing out your brushes, which you don't want to do that because a lot of times there's going to be water that's, if you look here, water is going to get trapped inside the bristles. And then when you go to use it the next day, the first time you run down your brush, you're going to see a long wet streak coming down, and that's going to be hell to take out. You're going to need a lot of other coats to just get those streaks out. So what we did, and what I learned a while ago, was that you just use a plastic bag, put it inside and just wrap it around, make sure no air gets in there. And there you go. As you can see, this brush is, we started using it yesterday, we used it all day today, and now you can see it's still very wet. It's still very wet in there. No, it's not stale at all, okay? So As you can see, all these look really nice. Inside the cabinets look really nice. I'm really proud of the way it came out, and drop me a comment if you guys have any questions, and hope you guys had a very good Labor Day, and this is it. Next video we're going to do is going to be, I'm going to show you guys how we did the backsplash. Alright, as you can see, it's not finished, and we'll take it from there. I hope you guys found this video to be informative and it helped you guys out. And you don't have to pay $600–700 for someone to come and paint your cabinets when you could just take a couple hours and do it for probably, we spent about maybe like $80 on everything. And that's because we had nothing laying around. But just a weekend, won't take you that long, save yourself a lot of money. And this will help make your life a little bit simpler. All right, this is Grayson here with LifeMadeSimpler.com. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Like I said, leave a comment down below if you have any questions. All right, thank you. Take care, bye.